Hello everybody and welcome back to another video by me, Flying, and today we are doing something quite special. Today we are taking a look at the brand new SCR class 458-5 and -0. Let's get into it. So here we are in the 458-5, which is a train I know quite well because it used to run in my areas, but then when I moved out I no longer see it, but I might see it a little bit more in the future as they are moving to the Portsmouth line, as I hear. Now, as of 3 days ago, this train was updated to Mesh, and it looks a lot better than the original. Let's take a look at some of its new features. I have to admit these wires and couplers look absolutely incredible in terms of detail. The lights look spot on to the real thing. The vents at the top also very well represent the 458-5, and the livery actually fits it very well. Now let's move on to the interior. As most trains, it has a lovely maquette and the nice floor design with the Stepper neck pattern. It has these strange pole designs, but these are actually very similar to the real life versions, as they bend at the top just here. In general, the shape of the train is spot on to the actual version. The doors also have a perfect scale and look very similar to the real life counterpart. Here we are at Stepford Central, or London Waterloo as it's based on, and another thing you can see about the interior is these window parts just here. Now, this curved shape is actually very similar to the real one on the South Western Railway units. The lights are also a perfect shape, and everything just looks just like the actual one, including this cab door, which looks a bit strange and looks a little bit like the messed up in terms of scale, but it actually looks just like that in real life. Here's an image. I also love how they got this blue stripe just here. As you can see, it's very similar to the real one. Here's a photo for reference. Now, the real 458 has a toilet, and so does this one, and it looks a lot like the actual one. But I'm not sure if they have high back seats here. I think they might be low backs. So let's just have an image here. Now, I am noticing quite a few glitches with the 458. For example, I cannot walk down here, which is quite annoying. And another thing is I cannot walk between the coaches. They also have this open bit here for wheelchair spaces, which is very nice. As you can see, this train has a lot of unique spaces compared to other trains along the Stepper Connect network. They also have the smaller toilet, the non-disabled one, which the 458 also does have in real life, but I'm not sure if this seat actually faces the loo like that. The one annoying thing I have to say about this is these holes bit here where my mouse cursor is. Normally these are silver on the South Western Railway units and were like this on the old one, but now it's black and you can't necessarily see this part of the train that well anymore. They have actually stayed very similar to the real one because they only have the window on one side, not on this side, as it's only for the driver. And that brings us on to our next train. This is an older version of the 458, which was before it got transferred to the -5 in 2013. As you can see, it has a completely different front with these new strange lights, and it doesn't have a gangway like the -5 does. The interior, however, does relatively remain the same, and looks a lot like the 458, except this time there's no obstacles blocking away and I can walk through the whole train. It also has 4 coaches, whilst the -5 has 5 coaches. The lights on the front of this train look very similar to the ones found on buses like the Enviro 400 and Enviro 200. It also looks a lot more sleek in some parts, but has a very flat front if you think about it. It does, however, look very similar to its real-life counterpart, even though it was replaced quite a long time ago. Personally, I think the 458 is a really good improvement from most of their Mesh trains. It looks very similar to the real-life counterpart, and although it's glitchy, it looks very good as well. I hope you enjoyed this short review. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.